So here's the thing. I've heard a lot about Otakon in the East Coast, so I thought, sweet, I'll get a chance to experience it out here on the West Coast in the form of Otakon Vegas. Right? Wrong. Otakon, from all accounts, is a very entertaining, albeit normal convention. Cosplay and gatherings have their place, as do all the normal convention hotspots, panels, dealers, hall, what have you. So imagine my surprise when Otakon Vegas rolls around and it's almost a completely foreign experience. The convention just isn't designed like normal conventions, which might be a good thing, I don't know, the jury's still kind of out on that, and frankly it's going to depend on a person's tastes. The first thing you come across at Otakon Vegas, which is buried in the belly of Planet Hollywood's casino, is a sea of tables lined with trading card games, reminding me of the large draft tournaments I've seen from Magic the Gathering releases. You have all these people playing competitive card games, and yet the atmosphere is so intense that you feel almost odd spectating these matches. It seems weird to put these games on display for attendees with no real way for us to enjoy the matches as spectators. With the emergence of hype casting, video streaming, and the mobility of HD footage capture and projection, it seems odd not to turn the whole affair into a themed area of its own. I would have personally liked to have pulled up a seat, grabbed some popcorn, and watched some of the card matches, and I can't be alone in that. And that seems to be the theme at Otakon Vegas. Normally a person expects to walk around, hit a different gathering, look at the cosplay, spy very specific costumes, meet up with friends, what have you. And there was some of that going on. But without a discrete gathering system or organization set up for attendees to follow, it became more just about running into people in the halls for the convention. With gatherings sort of removed from my normal routine, I found that much of what Otakon Vegas had to offer involved me sitting down and watching other people perform. Where I would normally be too busy running around from one gathering to the next to notice these types of events, Otakon Vegas really gave me a chance to see what had been missing at other conventions. To my ears, the idea of K-pop battles seemed kinda silly, but it was actually really entertaining to watch. I was able to sit down to a Funimation industry panel, listen to a few celebrity Q&As, sit in at a nerd-themed improv show, pick up a few series to throw on this season's anime watch roster, and I was able to enjoy Masquerade, short though it was. But this experience raises all sorts of questions. Because Otakon Vegas is actually very different from a standard convention, what was the purpose of Otakon starting up a new branch in Vegas to begin with? It may just be my misunderstanding, but the strength of Otakon Vegas seems to be in its live entertainment. The planning of the convention was otherwise fairly conventional, which seemed to prevent the unconventional strengths of Otakon Vegas from standing out. The amount of space Otakon Vegas has to work with is finite, which I totally understand, but planners should probably appraise the space they allocate in terms of enjoyment for attendees, rather than just checking off boxes. Despite using a large amount of the entrance space for card tournaments, only those participating were really able to enjoy the area. Game tournaments, video or tabletop, should be in large rooms, faux stadiums if you will, for people to watch and enjoy. If Otakon Vegas wants to create a space for photographers and cosplayers, rather than just using the main walkways, maybe set aside a room or two for gatherings. And with all the smoke from the casino rising up into the convention, Otakon may want to think about providing more access to cool water. I found myself drying out pretty quickly within the halls of the convention, and this aspect seems even worse after attending Anime Los Angeles, where water dispensers were placed all over the convention and refilled regularly. I also have to wonder how the dealers felt about the convention. Not far from the entrance to the casino, the shopping center, which you have to traverse through to get to the convention, had its own anime-themed retailer, discounting its whole store during the time of the convention. I'm left wondering if the dealer's hall vendors are even aware of this arrangement, as they have to pay for the retail space and are essentially competing directly against a shop in the hotel's own mall. All in all, I think there's a lot of hope for Otakon Vegas. A large part of what happens next to the convention will fall squarely on the shoulders of the staff in charge of planning future iterations. While access to the celebrities was keen, it just seemed that the things that could have made Otakon Vegas really stand out were hampered in one form or another. I'd love to see the convention do well and grow. I was a bit bummed as a photographer, but as a videographer, I was able to really appreciate more of what the convention had to offer. Playing to its strengths, or strengthening its weaknesses, are two very viable options for the convention, though the latter seems more difficult with the limited real estate. Either way, if you're local, I'd recommend trying it out just to see if it's your thing. If you're from a neighboring state, I'm a bit more reluctant to offer that advice, as there's a lot of good conventions in California, Washington, and various other places which might warrant more of your travel money.